Hi everyone. Today we're going to create a heart mosaic, and we're going to do it in the style of artist Alma Thomas. Alma Thomas was also an educator. She was an art teacher for many years, and then when she retired, that's when she actually started doing most of her work and became famous for the style of work she did then. She would create large canvases with a mosaic effect. A mosaic is a picture or pattern produced by arranging small pieces of glass or stone or tile, but Alma Thomas used dashes of paint to create the mosaic effect on her large canvases. We're going to start today by using a similar process, but we're going to be just using supplies we would have at home. So you can use your markers, your crayons, or your colored pencils, and we're going to create a rainbow mosaic. Now I'm going to be using the colors of the rainbow, but you can use whatever colors you happen to have. And because it's Valentine's Day is coming up, I'm going to actually start mine off with a little heart. So I'm just putting a little heart in the middle of my picture. And I'm going to turn this around so you can see it better. And I'm just going to be creating dash marks around it. So if it's easier, you can just draw it with a pencil first and then color in your heart. If you have a heart you want to trace, you can. And notice I'm keeping it small. I don't want it too big. Now, we're going to use the colors of the rainbow, so we're going to use Roy G. Biv. R stands for red, so I started off with a little red heart, and I'm actually going to continue with the red. So I'm going to make little dash lines going all the way around my heart, and I'm going to keep my lines close together, and I'm going to keep them running parallel, which means next to but not touching the red heart. And I'm actually going to make 2 rows. And it's very important that you take your time and make your little dash marks the same size. You don't want big ones and little ones. You want to keep them the same size to create your pattern. So there's the red. Now the next part for your rainbow would be, for Roy G. Biv, would be O for orange. So I'm going to continue on with my orange. And I'm just very carefully making a row with the orange. And I'm just taking my time and going all the way around the edge. And I'm going to also make 2 rows with the orange. And then after the orange, our next color for the rainbow would be yellow. So I'm going to continue my pattern with yellow. Now just keep in mind you want to keep your dashes the same width apart, and you want to keep them the same length. So you want to keep them close together. And I know the yellow is very light and it's hard to see, but it's there. And I'm also going to take my time, just make 2 rows of the yellow. And then after the yellow, the next color we're going to use is green, G for green. And we're going to go nice little row of the green. Remember, you want to keep your little dash marks close together. Take your time. You don't want to cross over into the yellow. And if you need to turn your paper like this as you go, that is perfectly fine. I'm just doing it so you can see it. But if you need to turn your paper and make it easier for you, please do. And I am just taking my time. I'm going around the edge here and making a nice neat row of the green. And this is where neatness actually counts. So this is part of craftsmanship. You just want it to look nice and neat. Okay, so I'm gonna actually, because I have a lot of white space left, I'm gonna actually continue this on and make a 3rd row. You do not have to do this. If you want to keep it to 2, because we did the other ones as 2, that's fine. But I know we're gonna have a lot of white space left. And I think the green looks pretty on here, so I'm going to make an extra row of that. You could also make an extra row with the orange or yellow, whichever color you want. Alright, so the next color for the rainbow would be blue, Roy G. Biv, B for blue. And once again, I'm going to very carefully take my time, and I'm going around in my heart, and I'm just very carefully making my dash lines. I just want to go slowly, and I'm going to make an extra row here because the blue It's a very pretty color on the paper, and we have lots of white space to fill up. So I'm just going to continue it, and blue and purple are my personal favorite colors. So I think I'm going to go with extra of those. And it's up. So I'm actually going to go one more row. I notice that we're starting to go off the paper, and that's fine. You're just going to continue your dashes. Remember, you want to keep your dashes curved because you're just continuing to follow your line all the way around. So I'm just taking my time. I'm going around in a circle, actually a heart. And then when I get to the bottom here, I'm going to stop. Okay. Now I'm ready for purple or violet. So avoid G Biv. The V would be for violet. And I am going to finish my heart off with several rows of the violet. And as you can see, once you start going and getting in a rhythm of doing this, it's kind of fun, and it goes together quite fast if you take your time and do nice neat short marks. The goal of this is to try to keep your lines short, the same length. Now I'm just going back, creating a third row here, and then create my next row down here. Now at this point, if you want to switch back to red or and start the rainbow color process over again, you can, or you can continue the whole edge of the paper with purple. So I have 3 rows of purple. I'm going to switch to red now because I'm going to start the rainbow colors over because I already have 2 or 3, and I think I'll just complement the red in the middle. So I'm just going to go back to the beginning. But at this point, if you have a favorite color you like and you want to use off the end, you can. You can also leave some white space. There's nothing wrong with that. But we're just trying to do it in the style of Alma Thomas. So we are actually taking our time and just doing the little dash marks all the way to the edge. So I'm doing my 3rd row of red right here. And down here, I still have just the one. So I'm going to add 2 more rows of red. And as I said before, sometimes it's easier to move your paper as you work, and it helps line everything up and keep that little round curved edge here. So you don't want it to curve as you go. So there's 3 rows of the red. The next one would be orange. So I'm going to go back to my orange, and I'm going to continue a row of orange. And I'm continuing to go curve my lines. We are almost done. I did 3 rows of orange on that side, so I want to do 3 rows of orange here. Now this corner is done because I ran out of space, so you can let that be. And I still have to do, there's my 2nd row of orange, and here's my 3rd. Now I'm going to actually end it with the yellow, and I'm going to do just I have enough room there for 3, and then up here I'm going to finish off the corner, keeping my edges straight or round, and go down here, and we are almost done. Okay, so there's my finished picture. Now it looks pretty cool when it's done. And because at the beginning I took a regular piece of paper and I folded it in half, I have my own little card. I could make this into a Valentine's Day card if I want, or I could give it to someone for any occasion really, because it has a cute little heart in the middle. There's no right or wrong to how you do it. So have fun and enjoy.